All right, so today I'm going to be covering ASP injection attacks.
Mm,
So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna show you this simple website here. So here you have different fields. So let's just kind of play around with it, right? So let's just put, Candy here, then an email address, right? And basically this first part, I am just testing out functionality, right? So let me put hello here. So basically, once I submit it, it sort of asks me, do I want to send it? I can click yes, and then it does some processing, and then it was like, okay, that seems to be its normal behavior. You put in some input fields, and then it pops back the output, right? And the other thing that I sort of want to show you about this particular website is that test.asp. So it looks like right here, there's this other page that everything I submitted on that one form, it gets stored here on this other ASP page, right? So this is sort of the behavior of this particular website. So one of the things I wanted to show you before I get to the actual ASP injection is this idea here where say you put hello, and this is a control character for ASP, right? But it's at the very end. So basically I want to show you is like what you put in here is what you're going to display if nothing happens, right? So basically my input here is hello, percent sign, and then angle bracket, right? The greater 10 times, right? So I get exactly what I put in, right? Hello, percent, and then the angle bracket. So I can put yes here. All right, it does some executing. Okay, so let's go back to the input field. And so now I want to test for the fact that, hey, do I really have ASP code injection? And then with that, can I execute some ASP code? That's going to be my goal there, right? So H3. And so in this case, I'm going to put this one. So this starts, this tells the code like, hey, we're now in the context of ASP code, right? And then one of the functions of ASP is this response, right? And then we can put a string. So we got we got code execution, right? And then close that, and then percent close that, right? So this is now going to be our input here, response, right? And then a string, right? We send this and check out what we got, right? So everything I wrote before, all the angle brackets and all of that is not showing. So what it looks like here is that we got code execution, right? So I can put yes here, and then I can go over here, and this is this test.asp that has all the inputs I submitted. So we refresh it, right? We got that code execution. So it looks like we have code execution. So what we can do next is basically we can find a web shell, and then we can basically put that web shell into our into the input, and then hopefully we'll be able to have an ASP web shell and do arbitrary commands on this target machine. So that's going to be the next step that we're going to try to do. K here, K and H3, and here is going to be my web shell right here that I got off from the internet. So basically it starts off with some variables, creates these different objects, and then basically it's going to create a form, and it's going to grab input from that form, right? And then basically at the end here, it's going to, so the run command here, so when the run button is pressed, it's going to execute the command that we give it with this right here, this command right here, right? It executes it, and then it puts it to a temp file, and then it outputs that text file. So that's going to be our web shell that we're going to add. So let's try it out. Copy this guy, copy here, blah, 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 right? Put in our web shell. Here's our web shell, nice. And then we send the message, right? Boom, check it out, right? So we send it, and according to this prompt right here, right, it gives you this text field that you can add your commands to, and then you can press the run button. But to make it nice and cleaner, we can go to the test ASP page instead to use, right? So it's all here. So then we can do a dir command, and boom, right? It shows all the output here. So we have command execution on this target system. Let's see which permission we have, right? Who am I? We have an NT authority. So now we have a complete code execution. And to finish this demo, I'm going to go through the process of uploading a netcat to this server and then running netcat so then I can have my own shell on the server. So that's what we're going to do next. So to do that, first we have to go back to our system. So I have netcat here in this particular folder on my Linux box. So let's use Python to serve it. HTTP server 8000, right? So now we're serving it, and let's see what's going to be the best way. Probably put it in the bottom here, and then with this one, resize it a little bit here so we can see the bottom. Okay, so with here, I'm going to use PowerShell to upload it here, right? So here, dir command, right? So this dir command, everything in that folder. And now I'm going to use the PowerShell web requests, HTTP 10, 10, 14, 10, and looks like the port is 8000. Let's go 8001. Let's just mix it up just a little bit here. Clear 8001. Okay, cool. Oops. Oh, unbelievable. 2. Okay, 2 works. Okay, let's use 8002. Let's already go there. 8002. Okay, so that's going to be the web request, and we're going to want to do the NC64 file on my Linux system, and we're going to do out file, and we'll call it backdoor. Run it. Nice. So what happened, right? So we see right here on our Python, it looks like a web request was executed. So it looks like it probably downloaded correctly. But to verify, let's do a dir command. And we go here, hopefully our backdoor will be there, jackpot. So we have our backdoor, great. So with that, so now let's execute our backdoor. And before we do that, let's get a listener here. So netcat, boom, boom, let's go 444, all fours. And right here, we're going to use the start command. And in this case, it's backdoor.exe and our IP address of our Linux machine, 1410 and 4444, and we're going to give it cmd.exe. We run it, and lo and behold, right here, right from our listener, we have a shell. Move this down a little bit here. Great. Great. Cool. So that concludes my demo. And the other thing I want to show is like the reference that I use. So, and this was the reference here that I use to walk through this demo. All right. With that, that concludes my